curls at home, easy, fast, flawless. Let's do this. With 2+ years of experience and with my notes in hand, I'm gonna teach you guys how to get the perfect heatless curls. Now, to do these heatless curls, you do not need a heatless curl rod. You do not need anything expensive. You can use mismatched rubber bands because, to be honest, if you're doing this at night, which I would recommend, no one's gonna see it. However, you will look flawless afterwards, so don't you worry. Now, you can do this with any width of a bathrobe rope, heatless curls rod, tights, very long socks. I would recommend very long socks because either way, you can achieve the same results without spending a dime. However, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret that the thickness of the material will determine the diameter and thickness of your curls. If you're gonna use a sturdier, thicker material such as a heatless curls rod, your curls will be bigger, more voluminous, and the diameter of your curls will be bigger. If you use a flat bathrobe rope, such as this one, the coils will be smaller as the diameter, as there will be less material for the curls to wrap around it. Now, I'm speaking with my hair type, and a lot of girls have different hair types, so you're just gonna need to find something that suits your hair. Now, a few things to keep in mind before you begin is that your hair, and I know this is quite hard to say, needs to be around 98% wet. If it's too wet, it will come out greasy and it will not dry. If it's too dry, your curls will not form and you'll be left with frizzy and supposedly not that straight hair. Another thing to keep in mind is weather. Heat, humidity, wind can make your curls fall. They can make your hair very tangled and matted, so you have to be very careful. Now, as an alternative, you can use hairspray, but if we're trying to keep our hair healthy without using heat, without using chemicals, because remember, hairspray is chemicals on our hair, I would recommend not to do that. So if your hair does fall, the curls do fall, and you don't think it looks appealing, trust me, tie your hair back and continue your day. Okay guys, so my hair is freshly washed and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to do your heatless curls. Now, if you're using a bathrobe rope, you can take it and fold it roughly in half. It doesn't have to be exact. And from the halfway mark, you're gonna place it kind of along the middle of your head. I would recommend, now you can do this obviously once you learn, you can do this any way you want, but I'd recommend tying one side of it loosely, not too tightly, so like that, so it's secure. Now make sure your hair is brushed all the way so you don't have any tangles, and let's start. So first you're going to take a very tiny strand. Now I like to take a tiny strand first because if I want to tie my hair up, I can have a nice curly strand that falls right along my face. So take a tiny strand, you're going to bring it over the bathrobe rope, and you're going to collect some hair from behind. Now it does not need to be uniform, but you will see the amount of hair you're holding will grow in amount. So we're going to pull back, we're going to take a couple strands from the back and we're going to bring it forwards, kind of like this. Now we're going to take more strands. Now I'd recommend doing this in front of a mirror. I currently don't have a mirror, but you're going to take, again, you're going to collect more strands of hair, this time thicker, with the amount of hair that you collected at the back. You're going to pull it back, making sure your bathrobe rope is flat. You're going to pull it back, take some hair from behind, not too much, an even amount, and then basically what you're going to do is you're going to repeat this. Again, take hair from the front, okay? I'm gonna make sure it's nice and neat, so I'd recommend brushing off any excess hairs. You're gonna pull it tightly, so make sure it's not too loose because then the curls won't form. Tightly, got the back. Make sure this is as flat as it can be, unless you're using a heatless curls rod, that's not gonna go flat. Take it, bring some hair from the back, collect, and like that. Now, usually from the middle of my head to my ear, I do around 3 to 4 strands, typically 3, depending on how much time I have. But once you learn to do this in 60 seconds, you can do as many as you want. But keep in mind, even if you do 10, the curls will still form the same way. Okay, so keeping this flat, we're gonna again take the amount of hair. Keeping this flat, we're gonna take the bundle of hair back. And what I like to do for that extra curl, I like to take my fingers and twirl my hair. And this also tightens the hair here. Now that, and we're gonna collect some hair and bring it back. Okay, we're gonna do this once more. Take, untangle, like this, bring back, and then collect hair from the back. Now at some point you're gonna have not as much hair left, so you can just take all of it. Typically when you get around to like half your ear or right here at the bottom, you can take all of your hair like this. Now, for this part, what I like to do is I like to take all my hair, bring it up where I push this down. I don't pull it. I push it down. Try to make sure it's flat. Sometimes it's not always going to be flat. And using this hand, we're going to pull away. We're going to pull the hair and the bathrobe rope in opposite directions, like this. And once you do that, you can curl your hair once, like that, okay? So we're gonna do this again. At the ear, take all your hair, pull up, now pull in opposite directions and curl. There you go. Now you have locked it, by doing this, you have locked in the top part of your head and your hairs will stay intact and not fall out, okay? So we've done that. Now we're gonna curl. And this time, the next step is you're gonna make sure this is pulled down towards gravity. And then what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to wrap your hair around the rope, pardon me. So you're gonna take your hair and wrap. And once you've done one loop, you can push it up, locking in those curls. Okay, again. Now make sure you're pulling this down so you're not actually curling the rope around your hair. So we're gonna curl and wrap around and then pull up, making sure this stays down. Again, curl, wrap around. I'm gonna push the hair up, pulling this down, like so. And then once you have as much as like around, not much hair left, you're gonna do that again. And then you can take your hair bubble and you can tie it. Now make sure you hold your curls tightly, like so. Okay, now basically this is one side done, and what you can do, sometimes you can, if it's possible, you can tie it tighter. This strand, sometimes it's just left out. If you're lucky and you have curled tips, you don't have to tie it all the way down because it will fall flawlessly. Now it really depends on your hair type and what you prefer. But what I like to do to tighten those curls, I like to take the bottom here and I like to not pull, but so you hold the rope and you push this up, kind of like that. Now, obviously you can adjust it. Now, if you want to lower, for example, if you're sleeping, if you have this, it's going to be really uncomfortable to sleep on. So I like to put it up, but keep them lower down, like so. Now let's quickly do the other side as well. Now I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. And take a smaller strand, wrap it around, take some hair from the back, collect, and push it forwards. Again, like so. Gotta detangle the hair. Over the rope, take some hair from the back, and pull it forwards. Now let's get on and see the results. When using a heatless curls rod, you can pull the rod from the top of your head here after untying the hair bubbles. However, if you're using socks, tights, or a bathrobe rope, you will need to untie your hair bubbles and then gently pull the curls out, because if you do it from here, they will get seriously tangled. Take it from me, with 2+ years of experience, it's not great to have your hair tangled. So let's untie them. Now I've taken the hair bubbles out and you can see how cute the curls are as they've already formed and how bouncy they are. Okay, so guys, we are done. This is the result. What do you guys think? They are super bouncy. Now, if you're filming TikTok videos or you're taking photos, I would recommend not to break your curls. You can bring them in the front and take really nice pictures. However, if you are going outside, please break your curls. Let me show you guys at the back here. If they're not broken, it is pretty flat. So what you need to do to break the curls, first, you take 1-2 hands and using your fingers, you brush slightly. 1, 2, okay? And then you also have to do it at the front. Simply, you can take your hand through your hair, brush it through, bring the curls in front, split when you're ready to go out, and voila, you are done.